All right, everybody, welcome to Tbilisi. We are here for a Friday show. We have a crowd today, quite a large crowd actually. Nice air show happening at the Tbilisi International Airport. So let's start off the show with a weather report.
Yeah, so weather at Tbilisi as of 1100 Zulu, winds are 250 for 4 knots, visibility 6 miles, clouds broken 7,200, few 41,000, temperature 3 Celsius, dew point -5, altimeter 3012, no remarks.
All right, so it's likely going to be a low show today, but we'll find out. We're going to do a full sneak to vertical rolls, so that
Okay,
we can figure out where the clouds are over the field.
got it.
So keep that in mind. So it's not going to be a double sneak today since we don't have a hard layer.
Uh-huh.
And that's just by looking outside the window. All right, let's go over. It's going to be. Give me 1 second here. Need to pull up some references here. All right. It is going to be a left out of chocks on runway. I believe it's 20, I believe.
Hmm.
We'll back taxi 20 onto Charlie and hold short runway 21.
Hmm. The
Or am I wrong about? No, sorry.
aerodrome.
We'll back taxi 25, hold short runway 26.
Yeah, airport diagram has that runway is closed, so it does have a taxiway designation. I'll get it when we
There.
get in the sim because it's on the chart that's in the jet.
Well, anyway, it's left. If yeah, it's long and short of it is it's left turn out of chocks, back taxi the closed runway to left turn on Charlie, hold short runway 26.
Yep.
Then we're gonna line up and wait 26 for section takeoff maneuvers, and then it'll be standard through the MRT. For the opposing MRT, it will pull to 30 degrees at 2.5 rolls.
Got it.
So the way that the OMRT works is 40 degrees is the full 3.5, 30 degrees is 2.5, and then 20 degrees is 1.5.
Got it.
Then we'll do the horizontal rolls with the low standard clears. We will not do the double sneak. We'll do the sneak to vertical rolls so that you can give us a sense of what the clouds above the field are, and that will
Uh-huh.
determine whether we continue with low show or move to high show clears.
Got it.
If it's low show, it'll be a line of breast flat pass. That's funny. Line of breast flat pass to the 4 point with behind the crowd clears. Standard inverted tour. Then we'll do the high alpha where you'll give lead to the right after the clears.
Okay.
And then we'll do a low delta roll to the delta aileron roll, and we'll clear front of crowd left for a delta breakout.
Got it.
Any questions on
Um,
that before we get to goals of the show?
yes, two. Me handing lead to the right after the high alpha how is that different from what we normally do?
Normally you continue on. Oh, yeah, good point. Sorry, I was thinking inverted tor. No, yeah, so it's not any different. Sorry, my
Cool.
bad. Yeah, you'll
That
find
makes
me,
sense.
but I will not be going all the way behind the crowd. I will not be going crowd right behind the crowd.
Okay.
I'll just be going straight behind the crowd.
Okay. Sounds good. Um, the second question, so the low delta roll, does it come from behind crowd to front of crowd?
Yep, same spot.
Okay, same spot.
It's just lower.
And then how are we going to transition out of a delta aileron roll to the delta breakout where normally lead would pass to me, or you just you maintaining lead? Because we talked about
Yeah,
how
I'll
you
be
would.
maintaining lead through this low show.
Got it. All right, sounds good.
Just because, like you said, it'd be hard to accomplish that transition. I mean,
Yep.
we could, but it just wouldn't look very good.
Yeah. No, I agree.
All right. Any other questions before we get to the goals for the show?
Nope.
All right. My goals for the show are similar to last time. I need to stay ahead of the show, and I need to make sure to get in the maneuvers within the 10-second mark. When I'm trying to do a bunch of thinking, it tends to I tend to forget that. So
Yeah.
that's my goal.
Yeah, my goal is clears. I think with the low show clears, there's a lot of possibility for me to do an incorrect clear, depending on what maneuver we're doing. And then also, they've just been a little sloppy in the last couple of shows. So obviously, everything else needs to be safe and look good, but that's the focus for today, clears.
Things to keep in mind: crowd right entry is sketch with the mountains. They're like 500 sloping down to 150 before it releases onto the field. So you're likely going to be descending during the smoke on a little bit to get down to 250 over the field. If you're coming from crowd right, which means that the Fortis and inverted Tor are going to be scraping the tree tops low for their entries. So keep that in mind. We
Same with the
can.
high alpha.
Yeah, the high alpha is going to be fun. We're going to be sinking into it.
Yep.
So we can, for the inverted Tor, if you want to do a descending route, that's totally fine. I'm flying off of you. But just keep in mind that the drive will have to come earlier. There's a giant Ferris wheel that is crowd right of the center points of the behind the crowd line. We'll keep that in mind for the opposing MRT. It shouldn't affect anything else, however.
I think it's probably only about 200 feet.
Okay.
So we're cleared by the FAA to be below 500 feet as long as we're clear of obstacles. So I think we're fine.
I think we have to remain a 200-foot separation from obstacles, so that'll bench us at 400 minimums for the OMRT for the entry.
Uh-huh.
All right. Anything else before we get started?
Let's do it.
All right. Switch inputs.
I'm clear. Ooh, look at that. I haven't actually looked at the crowd from the ground yet. It's pretty cool. The bleachers are really low. I don't think it's probably related to limitations of how much like y-axis availability the model has. Right, but I think it's a different model base. I don't know. That's my guess.
And now I have me on mic. That would have been obnoxious. That's why I do these checks. All right. DCS is preview hidden, right?
Oh no.
What?
If you zoom in and you look at the little gate area, there's a levitating dude. Anyway, moving on.
What are you talking about? Oh, I guess I can't see him.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yep. Well, you'll see it on the stream. I'm looking at him.
That's funny.
All right, I'm ready to unpause.
All right, give me a second. Yeah, let's do it. I'm ready to unpause.
And 3, 2, 1, mark.
You know, I thought when, hello. We're quite a ways above sea level, aren't we?
Like 650 feet, according to this.
1,600.
Which is not true. Oh yeah, 1,650. That checks out. Field elevation's 1,570 something.
Yeah.
78. So with the altimeter, because the pressure altitude's higher. Yeah. Yep.
All right. Advise Renee for startup.
Ready for start.
Battery on. APU on. Standby canopy.
Leb.
3, 2, 1, mark.
Oh, come on.
What?
Oh, I missed the canopy because I just missed the click.
Standby right engine crank. In 3, 2, 1, mark. Standby right engine forward.
Leb.
Ooh, that's not good.
Hmm?
Oh, my stick is a little close. I'll have time to fix it later. In 3, 2, 1, mark. Sorry about that. Stand by left engine crank.
Oh, God damn it.
Left engine crank in 3, 2, 1, mark. Stand by left engine forward.
Leb.
Left engine forward in 3, 2, 1, mark. Stand by FCS.
Flight control.
Go for FCS.
FCS in 3, 2, 1, mark. In test. Oh.
I'm a little behind you, but continue.
I mean, you could also tell me to wait. Like, not give your goes
Okay.
in the future.
Got it.
Chariot's FCS is good. Like I've said before, nothing that I'm saying is a formality.
FCS is go over here.
Chariot's IFA is holding DTC. Chariot's DTC complete.
Leb IFA, DTC. DTC complete.
Chariot's up check, I'm on.
Little tree, come on.
Discord check.
Good check.
Takeoff checks.
Left.
Check your smoke pressure on. Check your trim set. Check your heading. My heading 203. 023. Check your altimeter set 295 1.5 for a corrected center point elevation of 0 feet. Check your power warning 0. Check your FCS 12 30 30 30 down 2. Check your fuel seat arm lights out.
Recommend 2851.
Correction 2851.
Left.
Check your smoke pressure on. Smoke on. Smoke off.
Good smoke. Good afternoon, Chariot. Updated winds are fairly calm, but we still got 250 for 4 knots. Check your altimeter set 3051 for a corrected altimeter of 2851 for a center point elevation of 0 feet and a density altitude of 1,648 feet above sea level. Chariot squawk 1205, level squawk 1206. You're cleared to taxi. Left out of chocks. Left on. Shoot, I didn't look.
Charlie.
Left on Charlie for hold short 286.
Thanks, Lab. Cleared to taxi. Hold short to runway 26. Solos for clear to taxi. It's going to be tight. Check your parking brakes off. Chariot's powering up to 75% off. Brakes. Chariot's rolling. Come left.
Let's off brake.
Chariot's ease to power to 68. Letting it roll. Give me 2 in trail.
Left.
Let me know when you're in.
What is it?
Standby cover wagon. Ready. Split. Reference 25 knot cover wagon.
Left.
Chariot 2851 set. 0 feet barrel out.
Web 2851, 0 feet off.
Stand by the flaps. Flaps. Little brakes. Easy brakes. Off brakes now. Coming left, go, let it rest. Little brakes. Easy brakes. Little brakes. Brakes. Check your flap half pumps on. Chariot's flaps half. 3, 2, 1, 2 degrees down. Barrel out.
Left flaps half pumps on barrel.
Check your parking brakes off. Chariot's powering up to 70%. Off brakes now. BrotherLeb detach. Come left, okay. On the blocks.
Left.
Little brakes, easy brakes, little brakes, brakes. Solos, we're cleared for takeoff. Update winds are 250 for 4. That is a right crosswind. Check your parking brakes off. Let's run them up.
What? Off brakes now. Blowers ready now. Blowers ready now.
See ya.
Ready, hit it.
Sure, sir.
Wings level smoke on, blowers ready now.
Spicy.
Smoke.
Chariot Slayer 2.0.
Clear 1. .5 mark. 4 miles mark.
Let me know your beam.
A beam.
Let me know your ticket mark.
Good ticket.
Stand by market. 7. Chariot's in for the right knife edge.
Up to the right average. 10 seconds. Mark early by 0.3.
Jesus.
2.5 mark 350.
You're
2 miles mark 360.
smoke on.
Contact.
Contact. Smoke off.
On speed.
Ready. Hit it.
Clear.
Stand by, roll, and pull. Stand by, roll. Stand by, roll. Stand by, roll. Roll. Chariot clear and clearing in front of the crowd for the inverted to inverted. 1.8 mark.
Match. Sorry about that. Four miles mark.
Let me know your beam.
A beam.
Let me know your ticket mark.
Ticket.
Stand by, market. 2.
Ten seconds. Mark 0.1 slow.
Chariot's in for the left inverted.
Left and left. 3 miles. Mark 408.
God damn it.
Two miles. Mark 402.
Ready, hit it. Smoke on.
Con-
Contact looking good. A little drive. Ready, hit it.
Clear.
Stand by, roll, and pull. Stand by, roll. Chariot's clear, and clear behind the crowd for the MRT. Coming left, hook's coming down.
Contact.
Correction, Fortis.
Fortis.
350. Ease of power. 340. 330. A little more pull. 320. Ease the pull. Rolling out. 310. Souls up on the crowd. Setting up the Fortis. Checking the lights on.
Left up to
Chariot 305. Adding power to hold 300. Coming left. Coming further left. Comes the pull. A little more pull. Stand by the gear. Adding power. Power set. We're at the 90 for the Fortis. Gonna have the hook up parts up.
Gear down, flaps down, hook up, hook up.
Easing some pull. Easing the pull. Rolling out the Fortis 2.5 inboard to outboard. Adding a little power. Chariot's rolling in.
Clear.
Inboard leb high. 250 high. Center point. Chariot's pushing out. Rolling out.
Clear.
Coming left. Set. Stand by the gear. Hook. BrotherLeb, knocking off.
Clear.
Chariot's clear. And clearing behind the crowd for the MRT State 89.
Up state 8.
Spicy.
Yeah.
Chariot circling 5 miles for the MRT. And Chariot's turning in 5 miles for the MRT. Four miles, Mark 350. Three miles, Mark 350. Two miles, Mark 350. 1.5 miles MRT. 1 mile, Mark 350. Burners now. Ready, hit it. Good entry.
Right controlled. Right controlled.
Ease in the pull. Comes the pull. Pull it. Kick it. Chariot's pushing out. Leveling out 1,000. Coming right. Comes the pull.
Contact.
Ease and simple. Ease the pull. Roll it out. Smoke on. Smoke off. Easing power 300. A little pull. 320. Ease and more power. 335. 345. Soldiers behind the crowd setting up the opposing MRT.
Lab, you got to.
Chariot. We're high. Coming right. Comes the pull. Ease and some pull. Look for 220. Ease in the pull. Roll it out. The opposing MRT. 4 right. A little drive. Easing power. Easing more power. Smoke on left lead.
A little high, a little left. Adding a little power. Little pull.
Smoke off.
Power check.
Ready, hit it. Smoke on. 380 mark.
March.
Very, very slow.
On
370. Numbers. Contact look good for set point. Merge. Stand by, roll. Pull to 40. Stand by, roll. 1, 2, 3, and roll.
clear.
Roll. Chariot's clear, and clearing in front of the crowd for the opposing horizontal rolls, low clears.
Look where's horizontals.
3 miles mark.
3.5 miles.
What was
4
that?
miles mark.
11 on your beam.
Abby.
11 on your take a mark.
Take it.
Stand by, mark at 33. Chariots in for the left doors rolls.
Left and left, horse on.
Low clears.
Low clear. 10 seconds, mark point 1, slow, 405. Three miles, mark 401.
On time.
2 miles, mark 400.
SOCOM?
Contact.
Contact? A little pull. Ready, hit it!
Roll right, roll right.
Burners. Pull! Stand by, roll. Burners. Pull! Ease of the pull. Rolling out 5-5.
5 sec.
Trace coming right and circling behind the crowd for the sneak to vertical rolls.
Sneak to vertical roll.
Chariot 7-3.
Lab 7-3.
Remember, I'm low.
Hey, for
We'll debrief the OMRT, but I did something I've never done before.
plenty to debrief on this show, I think.
Chariot circling 5 miles for the sneak to vertical rolls. And Chariot's turning in 5 miles sneak to vertical rolls on the runway. Four miles, 1.75.
0.2 behind.
3 miles, 1.80.
On time.
Two miles, 1.86.
Pull up, pull up.
1 mile, mark point 901 for Old Burn.
Smokes on.
Chariot's 396.
Ready. Stand by, roll. $10,000 clouds, no factor.
Loss of factor, high show clears.
High show.
Chariot circling for the line abreast loop.
Line abreast loop. Lip clear, aboard 12.
Chariot's turning 3 miles, line abreast loop. Wings level, smoke on. 400 high mo. Up. We go. A little more pull. Adding power. Adding more power. Ease in the pull. A little ease. Easing power. Easing more power. Comes the pull. A little more pull. Ease the pull. Go, Diamond Singer. Adding power. Smoke off. Chariot attach. Chariot attach, Wells. Luminary near beam.
Beam.
Luminary ready to mark.
Take it.
Stand by, market. 22. Chariot's in for the right 4 point.
10 seconds, mark. Point 2 ahead, slow.
Cheers in for the right 4 point.
Close in right 4 point. 3 miles, mark 350.
On.
Two miles, mark 400.
Smoke on.
Got it.
Ready, hit it. 1, 2,
All right, all right.
3, 4.
Click.
Stand by, roll, and pull. Smoke off.
Click.
Stand by, roll. Stand by, roll. Stand by, roll.
Clear.
Roll. Charge clear and clearing in for the crowd for the opposing vertical pitch. 1.8 mark.
2. Lots of power authority. 3 miles.
So bad.
4 miles, mark.
Let me know your beam.
Let me
Let me know your take a break.
take it.
Stand by, mark it. 52.
Ten seconds, mark 404 miles.
Charge in for the left vertical pitch.
With the left,
100.
100 check. 3 miles, mark 402. Two miles, mark 398.
Smoke on.
Contact.
Add it up. Ready, hit it. 3 left. 60. Stand by, roll, and pull. Power's idle. 45, 40, 35, 30, horizon. Now 7-4, a little more pull.
6-8.
Little more pull.
Contact 100,000.
Adding power. 1.5, mark 410.
Point 3 head.
1 mile, mark 425.
Point 2 head.
Half mile, mark 430. A little pull. Ready, hit it.
Roll left, roll left.
Stand by, roll, and pull. 030. Easeful. Rolling out. Cheers, steering behind the crowd for the inverted takeoff roll.
Let's go on the left 360.
Contact.
360. 355.
Oh, this show's a mess.
350. Ease in the pole and rolling out.
You got 2 left.
Left. Souls around the crowd setting up the inverted tuck of roll.
Chariot, we're wadded up.
Coming left, coming further left comes the pull. A little power, a little more pull. Want a little bang. So the 90 for the inverted tuck of a roll. We're outboard.
Chariot.
Want a little more bank. This will be quick.
No kidding.
Little pull. Rolling out. Inboard, outboard. Where up we go. Ready. Hit. Outboard.
Smoke on.
Ease low power.
Chariot, no maneuver.
Left. No maneuver. Smoke up. Rolling out.
Do what you need.
Clear. Coming left. Pull. Power set 350.
Overshoot.
Ease nipple. Rolling out. Coming back. Left 352. A little further left. Easing a little power. Comes the pull.
You got 2 left.
Left. A little further left. A little more pull. Easing the pull. Rolling out. Adding a little power. So behind the crowd, setting up the section alpha.
Chariot.
Crosswinds behind crowd. We're coming back left. Easing power, using lots of power. Coming further left. Comes the pull. A little more pull. Easing more power. Stand by the boards. Board. A little more pull. Easing some pull and rolling out. Stand by the boards. Boards. One line, little high. 200. Little pull. Easing power. 190. Little pull. 180. This might be a no maneuver. 170. 160. We're pulling at 140. 155. 150. 145. 140. Pull another set, adding the power. Smoke. On set. More power. Power set.
Center point. Wave it off.
Flip. Coming left.
Chariot's breaking left. And comes the pull.
Contact.
320 ease and power. 330 ease and some pull. Rolling out a little bank. 340. 350 ease and more power. 360. Coming further left, a little more pull. 370 ease and more power. Easeable. Rolling out. Easing more power, a little drive. Souls on the ground, setting up the Wander.
Be left.
Chariot, roll beyond the runway.
Runway.
Easing a little power. Easing more power. We're coming left. Coming further left comes the pull. A little more pull. 490 for the Wander.
Left.
Easing a little pull. Easing more pull. And rolling out. The Wander inboard to outboard. Go line abreast. Smoke on. We're really high. Easing power. Easing more power. Power set 1 mile mark. Half mile mark. Ready, hit it! Smoke off. Stand by, roll, and pull.
Connect.
Ease pull. Rolling out. Easing power. 365.
Contact.
A little pull. 375, easing more power. $365. Delta's behind the crowd, setting up the Delta roll, Chariot 4-6.
Hold up 4-6, you got to.
Chariot. Adding a little power. Coming left. Coming further left comes the pull. A little more pull. Adding a little power. Delta's at the 90 for the Delta roll.
Lab.
Ease in the pull. Rolling out. The Delta roll. Crowd left. Smoke on. Up. We go a little more pull. Okay. Comes the pull. Ease in the pull and coming left. Coming further left comes the pull. More left-hand turn for a fleur-de-lis.
Lab.
Smoke off. A little more. Pull. Comes the pull. Ease in the pull. Roll it out. The fleur-de-lis. Ease in lots of power. We're high.
Clear turn.
Up. We go a little more pull. Smoke on. Break.
Ready, roll.
Smoke off. Stand by, roll. And pull. Contact.
Rolling up.
I'm wide. Coming right. Crossing your nose at 490 now. Easing lots of power. 460. 450, adding a little power. Coming right comes the pull.
You got to.
Easing some pull. Smoke on. Easing the pull. Roll it out. Up. We go a little more pull. Okay. Set. Okay, we're low. Set. Smoke off. Go get him.
Clear. 270, 4000.
Contact.
380. coming right. 380. Adding a little power. Coming for the right, 390. Comes the pull, a little more, pull 400. Goes in the right hand turn for the loop break cross boss 150.
Sure, 300. You got 6, boss.
Boss. A little further right. Easing some power. Easing lots of pull. Rolling out. Easing power, using more power.
Take it.
Little pull to level. Adding our little drive. And up we go a little more. Pull even more. Pull. Vertical 5-8. Comes the pull. Ready, break. 0.1 inboard. Smoke up. 0.5, mark 410.
On.
1 mile, mark 402.
A little behind.
1.5, mark 402.
A little behind.
2 miles, mark 404.
On.
2.5 miles, mark smoke up. 3 miles, mark up we go. And a 4, G mark. Vertical 7-8, correction 5-7, 805. Horizon now 8-5, power side. 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, rolling at 3.1. Leveling out 2.9. 2.5, mark 420. 2 miles, mark 410. 1.5, mark 400. 1 mile, mark 395. 0.5, mark 401. Smoke up. Clear.
Sure, sir.
Come left. 390. 370. 360. Easing the pull and rolling out. 350. Add a little power to it. $355. $350. Coming left. Coming further left. Easing a little power. Comes the pull. A little more pull. A little more pull. Delta left hand turn for the Delta breakout. Right turn.
Trade. You got 6, boss.
Boss. Ease a little pull roll and out a little bank. Smoke up. And we're rolling out the Delta breakout. About 10 left, or 10 right, correction. Easing lots of power. A little pull. Red. Set. Smoke off. Clear.
Chariot's clear is 035 at 230, 1500.
Got it.
245. 260. 275. Coming right. Cubs that pull. 295. 305. 315. 325 ease and some pull. Does in front of the crowd. Set up the Delta. Left pitch break to land. Runway 30.
Lab, you got 6 miles.
Boss. Coming for the right. Comes the pull. Easing power. Easing more power. Smoke on. Ease and some pull. And we're rolling out. The left pitch break to land.
Lubricate.
A little drive. Easing power. We're 15 fast. Center boy, boss breaking.
Lab.
Ease the ball. Rolling at 145.
145. Rolling it.
310, smoke off. 300 gear and flaps. Chairs gear flaps, hook up.
Labs gear down, flaps down, hook up rope.
280 coming left. 260 left. 240 left. 220 left. Chariots at the 90. Gear down. Check him 3 in the green. Staggers left.
Lab gear down 3 green. Second left.
Winds are 250 for 4. 180 left. 160 left. 140 all the way left.
160. 140 all the way. A little like.
Classic. Cheers, guy.
Well, let's look.
Why did we pick here to start?
This is insane. It was because of Stoneburner.
Yeah, dude, that hill on the right side is hard.
And the atmospheric conditions, too.
This is a tough place to start.
Probably for the best, though.
No kidding.
Might as well start hard. Oh boy, it's hard. Looks okay, Chariot.
Chariot landing checks.
Whoop.
Check your stroke pressure off. Take your jabs. Check your flaps auto. Check your landing lights off. Reset your trim and safe for seat.
Whoop.
We'll go well clear on the back taxi on 1-1 for individual left 45s and a shock. Left 90s and shocks, goodness.
Lab nice.
Check, park brakes off, chariot sprung up to 72%, and chariot's rolling. Ease power 68, land and roll. Chariot's coming right, give me 2 on the right wing.
Lab.
That's a flight, Leb.
It is indeed.
Coming right. Go well clear.
Lab. Lab's well clear.
Little brakes. Easy brakes. A little brakes. A little more brakes. Off brakes now. Little brakes. Easy brakes. Off brakes now. Coming left for parking. Okay. Little brakes, easy brakes. Brakes! Stand by canopy and engines.
Lab.
In 3, 2, 1, mark. And that's a show.
Indeed.
Let's debrief it. BrotherLeb, you got me?
Loud and clear. Wow, I'm exhausted.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's rush this debrief because I want to get you out of here soon.
No, we're good. We're good. I don't have to start driving north till like noon.
I know,
so
but I want you to
that's-
have lunch.
Oh yeah, but like, yeah. Let's go quick though.
All right. So that was the show at Tblisi. That's about all I have to say for it, honestly. It was intense to say the least. Let's see. Major safeties. There definitely was one. I can't remember what it was for me. Oh, right. Major safety. I got too close behind. I got too close to you on the cross for the opposing MRT, and because of that, I pulled tons of power out on that turn, which is why I was really slow. Just got spooked. So that's something that I will fix for next time. I'm glad we're all still here.
Yeah, I misjudged the rollout on the Delta roll. The setup for the Delta roll, I should say, and almost ran into you. So I had to deconflict and then was barely able to get back in before you went up the hill. I think it was that maneuver. So that's a major safety as well, and I'll fix that safety. I'm glad to be here. You want to talk goals?
Right. goals for the show. My goal, yeah. Let's see. I think I succeed. No, I failed both goals. Drastically. I didn't get all the maneuvers in before the within the 10 seconds, and we briefed low show, and I pulled us to 40 on the opposing MRT, so I did not adapt correctly either. So that's a that's a double fail for me.
I only had one goal, and it was to do good clears, and I failed that. They were all hot trash. Like, I don't think there was a single one of them that looked good.
What fun. Oh my gosh. Why is it so small? Is there a way to change the UI size in TAC view?
In TAC view?
Yeah. I don't think so.
I don't think so. Are you in
Yep.
4K now?
I am.
Did you fly 4K?
No.
Okay, just checking.
My performance wasn't great either because of all the statics, but
Yeah. That is something to consider about having a show line.
I like having a crowd line, but like maybe not quite as expansive. I don't know. Also, the Ferris wheel was no factor whatsoever. I didn't even notice.
Well, it was a factor for me on the inbound for the sneak to vertical roll. That was the
yeah.
only thing that I noticed it.
That makes sense. Okay, maneuver manual. Get to the right thing. And go into present mode. Okay. Start virtual camera. Skibbity bob da beep da boo. There we go. Alright, taxi, felt fine to me. How'd you feel?
I don't know that the covered wagon is necessary, so that kind of threw me off, but other than that, it was okay. I was pretty in my own head at that point, though, because of the startup had been funky, so I was trying to, like, fix things in the cockpit and get my mind right, and just missed some cues, so the taxi was not good. I normally don't fail taxi, so usually passable, but this one was not great. And the taxi at the end was even worse, but we'll talk about that.
The reason we do cover wagon is so we can taxi faster.
Okay.
So that, like, at those speeds, like, whoa, hi, DCS. At those speeds, like, the jet can be, as you have noticed, not super maneuverable. So it's for safety purposes.
Got it. Okay.
But if we want to just, not mosey, that's the wrong way to put it. I don't have an opinion, but however we want to taxi out, we can.
Do we need to go fast?
No. You just want to do.
No, it's not a super long taxi.
Mm-hmm.
I think that honestly, it's just like I don't think the split looks good the way that we were doing it.
Okay.
Where like I have to pull a ton of power while you go out to the, and then it's just hard for me to stay with you and make it look coordinated.
That makes sense. Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Let's get through the stuff that is okay. Dirty roll on takeoff was good. I have no notes on that one. It was a B+.
Yeah. Same with the section takeoff in the Immelman. It was solid. Held altitude, no notes.
Cool.
I don't know, B. I don't feel like it was a B+, but B.
Knife edge. Due to timing, this was like 4 right. But my knife edge was fine, the clears are fine. So I give myself a C- due to the timing.
Yeah, I failed this one. My outbound, I was worried that I wasn't going to be outbound fast enough, but because of the power setting thing, which I hadn't realized at this field yet, because I didn't do a practice, which I'm realizing how important that is when we get to a new spot. It was like the powers were all over the place. So I was like hauling the frickin' mail and like 0.3 early, and like going 450 at the 10-second mark. So I was like full boards and burned it down to like 320 and then worked it back up from there. But it was just a complete mess, and like the fact that we were even in the ballpark is a testament to your ability to fly your freaking side of the profile. So the actual maneuver itself, the roll to the knife edge, because we were off, I rolled out basically when we hit center point, or when we crossed, not center point. and so that wasn't great. I also overrolled it, and my clears were bad. Fail.
Inverted tech overroll. This one's a fail for me. I was all over the shop, both with the comm call and on the inboards. Just like the wacko timing for the knife edge, like threw me off, and I never got back ahead of the show at this point. For the rest of the show.
Yeah, I kind of feel like the bad startup mix-up was the same for me. I never quite got back in gear. Maybe
Yeah,
at the very, very end. But
let's keep rolling.
yeah. So
Hold on, I'm
inverted.
not done yet.
Oh, okay. Go
I
ahead.
still got more. My roll to inverted was not great, and I was a little nose down. And I had a hard time seeing you in the clutter with how dark it was, and the fact that our smoke is not what smoke looks like from the blues. And then my roll was fine, but I was nose down. The alpha up here is very high.
Yep.
So it created a lot of problems throughout the show, and I have not adapted to that yet. Roll
Well-
line crowd was fine. So I give myself a C minus.
Yeah. I'd give myself also a C minus in this maneuver, maybe even a D. Inbounds are okay. They were still kind of out of parameters, but they were, I had made some adjustments for the first roll, and I over-yugged it, over-rolled it, and then was kind of wobbly and pretty outboard. And then I had to work it back inboard. Trying to see you was difficult, and then I didn't give enough drive, so that I'm going to be low on the hit. Rollout was fine. Pull behind crowd was fine. Note about this field, because the barometric pressure is higher. For the setting, and we're at a higher altitude, it's going to be extra. We're having even less control, authority, less bite.
Yep.
Okay.
Fortis, hot trash. I need to scrape this one on the trees. I even said it in our briefing, but I didn't do it, so we were super high coming around the corner. Because of that, I brought in a little bit, I tried to ease out some pull and get us a drop down in, but that just didn't work, so I had to live with it high. The roll in was nasty. It just ended up pointing me towards you. I didn't give enough drive on the roll in. And then it also sank. So this just was bad. Once I got level, I was fine and was able to hold it level, but everything that was trash. Also, my rollout was overrolled, and my roll to the left was also overrolled, and the final clear was a little early. So that's a F for me.
Yeah, rejoin pretty good. Formation was all right. I was able to hide jet pretty well until wings level, and then I was low and sucked. I was able to get in position a little bit, but there was a little climb right around center point, and then the clear was okay. Overall, C+.
Minimum radius turn. This one was good, with the exception of I didn't get the flap trick, so it was a standard nose low rather than a turbo nose low. So that puts it immediately at a D, but everything else is fine.
I was a little quick on the inbound, but sort of worked it out, and then realized I wasn't exactly sure where, what my references were, and so I just flew you visually, which worked out pretty well. So overall, I'd give myself a B for that one. Pretty good.
Job. Opposing minimum radius turn. The turn for this was hot trash. Need to be scraping the trees on this one as well. So we were nose low coming into the box when I handed lead to you, which sucks. Then I'm supposed to fly you visually after we smoke off, and I was flying. I was trying to fly numbers, and that was the problem because I don't think you were at 400 knots by the time we did our rolls. So
I was not.
yeah. So I ended up.
I was trying to find a place to call 5 slow, but
I
wasn't a spot.
Real freaking close. And so because of that, I had pulled out a whole ton of power, which is why I was at 350 coming around the corner to start. So I eased out a bunch of pull and brought it back up just because I knew that my radius was going to be tight. And it still was. So we hit, 4 right. And then my clears were hot trash, so another F.
Yeah, so the you're jockeying with stuff I was able to stay in. I rolled out pretty solidly and was able to get on profile, but there were just enough last minute adjustments before you handed lead that I wasn't quite where I wanted to be, so I just didn't adapt to that well enough. You'd pulled a bunch of power out, so I pulled a bunch of power out, and then I didn't put enough back in, so we were 5 slow, and I just didn't have a space where all the inside of all the gaps in the comms to call that we were 5 slow. And so that created some problems there. So that probably is a safety. I was on the numbers around the corner, and I felt like I was able to match altitudes and hit pretty good. And I honestly probably could have brought more power in and even maybe made the hit closer to center point. But I just don't. I don't know. Even after doing this for so long, the adjustments we've made more recently and the way we're trying to fly it now, I don't know that I have the visual references where I'd like for the timing to be right based on the way that you're flying the profile and I'm flying it now. So I think with the safety because of the comms thing, that would be an F. But yeah.
Can I make a
I can't
recommendation
remember the trash.
for this?
Yeah.
Try to mentally hit 2 left and see
Sure.
what happens. Because I don't think we've ever. I think we've hit left like once.
Okay. Yeah.
Like once or twice. So maybe just a little mental shift to try and hit left might help.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that was
Yeah. Part of it is also to not get out ahead of you.
Mhm.
So that by the time, like, if there's a point where I'm on the show line for like multiple seconds while you're still coming around the corner to get to center point, it just is really difficult to get the jet to do that and still do the altitude thing.
Yeah.
Like you can do that because you can just get there like full boot and just kind of hang it, and I have to do whatever I have to do to get there. But if I'm hanging it, I don't have as much opportunity to
Yep.
fix the altitude.
Yeah.
So I try not to do that. But yeah, that's a good.
Oh,
I don't hit right ever, so or I don't hit left ever. So oh yeah, my clears for trash too. So yeah, F for that.
The way I was thinking about it was to try and stay in parallax with me, but like tighten your turn a little bit, if that makes sense. Like stay on plane.
Yeah.
But anyway, whatever. You're smart. It's your maneuver. You'll be able to figure it out.
Yeah.
All right. Horizontal rolls. I'd actually give myself a B+ for this one. Everything was pretty good about it. Speeds were a little weird in the box, but aside from that, it was all fine. I think we hit like 2 left. And we rolled out more or less like 100 separated on altitudes, so I'll take that. B+.
Yeah, inbounds were pretty good for this one. I was just a little low coming into the box. So other than that, pretty solid, but I'll still give myself a C+ because of that low into the box.
Sneak was no issue. B+.
Yeah, vertical rolls solid. I rolled outboard a crowd, but more or less away from crowd. And I couldn't remember which direction I needed to go because again, visual references and rolling outboard of crowd instead. And so then I was like, hold on, this happened before. What's the heading I need to be on? And so I'm proud of myself for doing that. So I'll give myself a B.
Good job.
For making the right call and being in the right spot by the time we got there. I definitely had to do some fun stuff at the beam for the next maneuver because the timing was a little funny, but we'll get there.
Line of slope was great. You gave me plenty of altitude to play with, and so I used it. A little bit of a weird comm situation in the middle of there. I didn't bring out the power early enough, but I adjusted for it. And yeah, it was a pretty good maneuver. Posing 4-point. Yeah, based on your comms and based on where I was, I knew I could make it work. The 10-second thing actually makes it so I just like have a canvas of 4 miles to like figure out how to solve the timing issue, whatever it may be. And that gives me, I don't know why, it's like no different. But I know that at 10 seconds, we're both expecting to be at 4 miles, and it's like that gives me a precise like starting point. Versus before, where it was like whenever you get to 4 miles is when we're starting.
Right.
So once again, we make a change to what the Blues do, and we suddenly realize why they do it. Because it gives me an extra mile to fix things, and that was needed on the 4-point. But we got there, and it was actually pretty good. So the one thing I will say is that I did not have sight of you until right before the ready hit it. I saw you at 0.7 miles, and I was like, I had actually keyed up the comm to no maneuver. But then I saw you, and I was like, okay, here we go. That's what was happening there, and that's why we had the smoke on. But I think we adapted well to it. But I pulled to 25 instead of 20 degrees, so that's a mess up. So all in all, I'll take like a C minus on this. Well, I'll take a C on this one.
Yeah. So I was a little early. I brought in power when I came. I was at 5 miles exactly when I could tell you were starting to come back around the corner. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll be a little late when he calls a beam. But because I was heading towards the crowd, I just didn't. Yeah, the way that the geometry was shaping up, I just misjudged it. So I ended up being a little early into the 10-second call, or a little close. So I had to do a little jog to fix some of that, and I was just really slow and on the boards. But because at altitude, I was able to gain plenty of airspeed, and there's plenty of power here. And so, yeah, so we were able to get back on. I think the reason why you couldn't see me is because there's that hill behind, and then I was just a little low into the box again because I was trying to get down, and I just kind of misjudged it and scooped. So that, I think, is one of the major contributing factors to why you probably couldn't see me till late. So that's on me. Maneuver was good. Clear was, again, not good. So I don't know. C.
I overrolled the inverted, which sucks, but it is what it is.
I underrolled it. That's funny. Anyway.
Vertical pitch. So here's where one of the moments where not having not having flown a test show came into effect a little bit, because as we were coming, I called 100, right? And as we're coming in, I'm looking at the tree line. I'm like, I don't know if he can make 100, but he's not telling me anything, so I'm just gonna stick with what I said. But yeah, there were some speed things coming to the box. I was ahead of you most of the calls, and I thought I could just ease it out and not brakes, but even at 380 all the way in, I was ahead of you. And we were a little late on the smoke on and a little late on the added up, so we hit 2 left. But I think we made good adjustments so that we hit, once again, 2 left on the final hit. So I think, considering how away from each other we were at the inverted, I think we made some good adjustments. Clear behind the crowd was fine. All in all, I'm going to give myself a D on this one due to the comm problems and my overspeed coming into the box.
Yeah, my inbounds were really good. Added up was fine. The tree line wasn't the concern. It was that radar bubble thing that I was not sure about. I don't remember the trees being a factor, but I remember thinking about the balloon. Yeah, up the hill. I just didn't bring enough pull on the back side of that loop. Like, you called more pull, and I tried to match what I thought you were doing, but I could just tell from the shape of it in tac view that it's a little wide. But yeah, I was just slow all the way in, or ahead of you all the way in, even so, because I was pulling power out. And so I was doing like 350, and my roll was very leisurely. So maybe I did pull more. I don't know. The shape of my loop is wider than yours and slightly flatter than yours, so I'm not quite sure where in all of that I'm early. But I was worried based on my altitude and knowing that there's a hill on this side and knowing that we were doing this maneuver lower than we normally do. I was like, I don't want to hit the ground. And it was a decent amount of pull to get back to level on the way back down. So I think it probably is a factor of pulling slightly less on the front end of that and then more on the back end of that to probably work it out. But it's probably very, very minimal. Yeah, the clear was a little spooky because of the speed thing, but no further notes. I don't know what I'd call that. What would I get? Probably B minus.
I was going away faster than you, which is why my thing is what it is. So, that was the issue. So realistically, you would have had to take more power out because my radius is bigger, which is wild. Physics and geometry and stuff. All right, inverted tug overroll. You're up.
Yeah, invertor. So none of the maneuvers that I led from crowd right did I manage like a lateral separation from field effectively, and so we were always inboard to outboard and pretty wide. But because of that, it's this like long arcing turn, which I probably should have boxed it a little more, but I didn't. So then all of our like setups were really late. So this one, like we barely got, like I think we were just shy of like just on the inside of 3 miles when I started going up to do the roll, and I was trying to get there as quick as I can, but I was like, we still have way too much angle, and we're not pointed in the right spot. So it was just a really, really quick one, and my roll was not consistent because I was worried about it. So maneuvered probably for the right, for good reason, and we just kept going. So F definitely. No further notes.
Yeah, my rejoin was fine, and then the roll in caught me off guard because of how much you rolled in, which I should have expected because of how high we are. So I was just in a weird spot, and then because it was like I was watching 2.5 miles go by, and I was just stressing a little bit as we rolled out. I got into the right position, and when we rolled inverted, and you dropped away from me, so I released my drive a little bit to try and catch it, and released it just too much, and so the nose I couldn't drive enough to catch back up to you, and I was falling back, and we were just too close to center point for me to fix it, and for it to look any good. So I just no maneuvered.
The amount of drive was nuts. Like I brought in so much. So when you called no maneuver, I assumed it had something to do with that because I was like, I'm barely keeping this thing nose level.
I will say, I thought about as we were rolling out switching it over to a standard tuck overroll, and I should have done that. I should have made that call from the back, just because of how close we were. And that was that's on me. So this is an F.
All right, section high alpha basically had the same problem with the roll in. I was thinking about it more, so we ended up getting lined up in the right spot, but then the jet just didn't slow down. Like I should have brought in boards or did something. You've said before that I can do that if I have to, and I didn't. I didn't want to do that, but it just meant that like we barely got into high alpha before we hit center point. The rest of it was like the actual stability and all of that was pretty fine, but we were in a high alpha profile for like all of 5 seconds. So F for that. No further notes.
All right, major safety for me. I was too close. We wing overlap multiple times in the high alpha. If I was on plane with you, we would have hit. So that's an immediate F. As far as the maneuver was concerned, I was following you just fine. I'm just in too close. So it's kind of a miracle that we didn't actually hit there. So that's a safety and an F, and I'm glad we're still here. That's all I got for that maneuver. The Wander. I had the same problem that you had. I was actually in the right spot behind the crowd, and I thought with the runway being in tighter from center point that I need to bring in more pull. But I forget that with the dropping turn, the radius is actually smaller because we're bleeding off some of our, we're using some of our pull to deal with altitude. So I was trading altitude for radius. I was trading radius for altitude and forgot about that. So this was in to out, and I didn't scrape the trees enough, so we're really high. That's the story of today. Aside from that, the pull up to 5 was fine, the roll was fine, and the pull behind crowd was fine. I think my roll is going to be too early. My pull behind crowd is going to be good, but altogether a D.
Yeah, formation was okay on the turn. I was really just unstable next to you on the rollout and was struggling to get stabilized. When you called high, I was like, oh, he's going to drive, and so then I freaked out and like overdid it. Rest of the maneuver was fine, C-.
Delta roll. I forgot that this show, because we need to descend into the field, that I need to do a like up to down turn behind the crowd. I went up. I just didn't. We need to bring it further left to get the nose down, and I forgot to do that. So this ended up starting very high, and also we were also very crowd left for this maneuver for the first time in a hot minute. So That wasn't great, but I accepted that, and we went up to 27, and I just rolled it slower than normal, and that actually worked out. We ended up leveling out at the back end around 600 feet, and then it came left around the corner. We just had a bag of knots at that point, but that was fine. So all in all, I think the adjustments I made were good, but still a C minus.
So I thought this was the maneuver where I got a safety, but that's not true. The flight behind the or formation behind the car pretty good. Up we go. Was able to stay in. A little unstable, little bobbles, but nothing too crazy. I actually managed rudders pretty well, and speed just a little sucked in the middle of the maneuver. But I was able to stay within 50 feet of you, which is my target. So overall, I give myself actually a B plus for this maneuver. It's definitely not the cleanest that it can be, but it's one of the better ones I've done recently,
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
especially with the matching bank angles and things like that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, fleur-de-lis. We had a bag of knots, and just I haven't had this profile in a while, so I didn't really know what to do. So I just kind of kept it fairly. I brought in more pole than we usually do, but I also knew that the radius was going to be bigger because of our speed. And I just kept it there and made the decision that we were going to hork it onto the line if we were wide. And we were, so I horked it onto the line. We did not break 5 miles. I'm proud of myself for that, but we got dang close. But if you're wondering why the profile was so funky, it's because I was trying to keep it in 5 miles. And so that's why it was what it was, and we ended up rolling out with like 2.5 miles to go. So we had it flat for a while, and then up we go. The split was good. I didn't keep enough power in on the turn, but that was actually good because I was quite wide from you this time around. Then coming down over the crowd, there's 2 factors that I have to play with here. There's like this smokestack right where I want to be.
Yeah,
rolling for this.
I saw that.
And then there's the tree line that's in line with center points at the on the crowd left side of the runway. So like I have to kind of like weave us through there, which is why there were the adjustments that were being made. But all in all, I think it actually turned out pretty well. And then we went up the hill, and I was like, oh yeah, we usually top this out like 8.5, and that's going to put us in the clouds. So I started our roll a little bit earlier, and I said that we were low just so that you got a sense that something was going to change, because I didn't know what it was yet. But then when we went to the second set, it just came a little bit faster than normal. But I was able to release you at a good altitude, and all things considered, I would consider this to be a B minus. Not my best, but also I think the adaptations were good.
Yeah, so this is where the safety was. It was on the rollout. Like when you horked and rolled out, I just misjudged it and I almost hit you. And then I was pretty wide. So it was good that we were level for as long as we were, because it gave me time to get back close to position, but I wasn't quite in by the time you did the up we go. And so I was very low relative to you on the hit. Roll behind crowd was okay. Fleur-de-lis, I will give myself an F for that because of the safety. The rejoin turn behind crowd, I got in a hurry because you were pretty wide, and so I was able to add up power and chase you in, so I was able to get tucked in early, which felt good. All of those adjustments were fine. Up the hill was fine. I kind of missed the first set. There's this weird thing that happens when lead sets. It feels like as the wing that you lead pulls away from you, and I missed that. And then you started the turn quickly, so I was fixing the separation, and then you rolled in, so I was behind and late, and I just never caught back up in the turn. So I'll give myself a C minus for that. Loop break cross. Yeah, we were plenty wide, and I was trying not to bust 5 and get a good setup, and more or less it felt like I was hanging on by my fingernails to get in there, but we did. Up we go was solid. We were just 0.1 inboard, probably because we were a little bit outboard to inboard on the up we go. But that was pretty good. I haven't been on center point, at least right to left, in a while, so that felt good. Outbound calls were pretty good on speeds, and I was just a hair low. Up we go, I bobbled a call and then wasn't paying attention to my alpha over the top. So I was really high because I didn't bring in enough alpha. And then the down the hill, I didn't pay attention to how steep I was. I wasn't, I was just a hair, like maybe half a degree steep. I think it kind of came out in the wash, but still it's something I need to call. So those are two minor safeties. I'll fix those for the next time. Glad to be here. Inbound speeds were good. Hit looked pretty solid. Well done. Overall, F because of the comm stuff, but the profile was good. The communication was bad. So, and because I dropped some important calls, I would give myself an F.
Just a little early on the hit, which I knew.
You look like you were going fast, but I thought the hit looked good to me.
All right. So for me, rejoin was a little slow. I'd like to make that a little quicker and a little bit more decisive. And then I was just a little bobbly, trying to follow you on the adjustments you were making coming into the box. Up we go was great. I stuck with you the whole way up. Lost you a little bit at the vertical because of the weird wonkiness that happens with the jet. And then over the top was fine. My split was good. I was way ahead. Sorry, I was way behind on the outbounds for some reason. So I had to fix all those. And then I was a little ahead the whole way in and hit a little ahead. All things considered, I gave myself a solid B for that. And next up is the Delta Breakout.
Yeah, the reason why you're slow is because you're basically flying into a headwind.
Cool.
Like it's a minor headwind, but
Yeah.
there's a little bit one. Yeah, Delta Breakout. Turn in was pretty good. We were 10 left, or 10 right rather. So you can kind of tell. But I was pointed at center point, and had plenty of time to get everything set. Roll to the set was just a little sluggish, so I think yours is going to be flatter than mine, so it's going to be a little off center. C minus for that.
My rejoin was great. My line abreast flying was also great. I didn't quite pull to 2Gs at any point. So that would be a C minus as well. That takes us to the pitch break to land. And all in all, I consider this to be a success. It's kind of a weird profile with how the jet flies and the fact that, like, everything around this field is high, so we had to drop into this one as well. We were a little high and a little fast, but we broke at the right time. We were a little inboard as well, but that's not a problem. We were outboard of the box, and I think I pulled to the right angle. I think 45 is going to be the right angle for us for this one, and then landing was good, taxi was good. I'd give myself a B minus due to the speed.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying this rejoin. It's just fun. So this one was pretty decent, and I got more on the bearing line this time and tucked it in, which felt good. I was able to get in pretty quick because you were going really slow to start with. Just major note, I would for me is that the on the rollout with a little bit of the drive because we were scooping into it, I just was bobbly, and so I never got settled in and couldn't take it in, and it just didn't feel like it was looking very good or very clean. Break was pretty good. I think I was just working a little bit more of an angle on final than I would like to be, so I could probably delay a little bit more to make that work. And the taxi, there's something I want to debrief about that, but overall score for that would be C. Passing, but nothing special.
Go for the taxi debrief.
So I would recommend that you keep me in trail or well clear until we get on the next. Like, I don't know how you want to taxi it, or maybe even do a covered wagon and go back to that center taxiway. I don't know how you want to do that, but like similar to the taxi out, there's not a way to make that look good because I'm on the inside of 2 turns, and so I just get way out ahead of you. And there's not like I almost came to a full stop the second turn, and I was still ahead of you.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm not exactly sure how to fix that, aside from a different positioning. Like you could either come right earlier and just kind of smooth out the turn, or you for the first turn, or you
Mhm.
could have me follow you in trail and then kick me out to wherever you want me to be, or we could just stay trail all the way in because we need to be in trail. But I don't think it, from a matter of polish, it's just going to be difficult for me to make that look good on the inside of those, because it's a really, like, the radius of the first, or the angle of the first turn is so, it's like, I don't know what, 200 some odd degrees.
Yeah. I would suggest just waiting a little bit longer, and then pulling in, like wait for me to go by, and then make your turn, and then form up on me for
Okay.
for that one.
Mhm.
Well, let's see. Let's do it this way. Let's have you go. Let's have you go well clear, and then you'll go wing on the right turn onto the taxiway,
Sure.
onto the runway.
Sure.
Does that work?
Yeah, that works.
So that should make it so that you can do the right turn on the taxiway and get onto wing fairly easily. And then for well clear, that just means like drop back, and then I'll scooch in front. And
Yeah. I don't actually have to be on your right side either, so I could go left wing there, and you could just stay on the line you need to be at, and then when I need to go clear, I can just tuck in behind you.
I don't think they actually ever taxi left wing.
Okay.
I think they only taxi right wing.
I know that the Delta at least does a lot of not like crosses, like their turns are crosses.
I don't think so, because I've looked at. There's a playlist on the Blue Angels Phantoms channel for in-cockpit cams, and I haven't seen them do any crosses on those videos from like the 80s and 90s.
Okay. Yeah.
So like I know that they I think they used to back prior to the F-18, but I don't think they've done it with the F-18 that I can find.
Interesting. Okay.
I mean, I do think that's cooler, but probably not safer. So, yeah. I mean, we could decide to do whatever we want, but my preference would be to lean towards what they did during this time.
All right, let's do what they did, and so I'll just stay right wing. That was an option.
Yeah, no, it's a good option. I think they haven't been taking it for a while. All right, let's run the replay.
Volume if you haven't done it already.
I have already. Yeah, if you're behind, like, on the setup, like, just go ahead and let me know, and or like just don't say that you're ready for a thing, and I'll just wait for it.
Sure.
Or if you're like, if it's gonna be like a minute, just be like, Leb's behind.
I'll just say hold one.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's not a problem. Oop, that's too far. Alright, we are actually on the crowd this time, so this should, and we actually have an accurate crowd liner and everything, so this should be what it is. Oh, it's a speaker. Hold up. Fixed it. Just a little high right now. I'll fix it in a second. I might put us back further in the crowd.
Sure.
Yeah, the density, the altimeter and density altitude and everything is definitely makes this a place a challenge.
Yeah.
Plus all of the other challenges involved.
The numbers are the same, but the feel is way different.
I remember when we went down to Batumi, how many changes we had to make.
Yep.
It was exciting. Alright. Let's see. Where do we want to be? What do you think?
I want to be behind the comm cart, but maybe in the stands.
Yeah, we'll do these guys here.
All right.
Gonna-
There's the floating guy.
Hold up. Well, okay. I don't know. This tent's in the way.
No. The comm cart is on the other side of the
No, I know
taxiway.
that, but yeah, okay. Yes, the tent is in the way, is what I'm saying.
Oh, got it. Okay.
I'm trying to find a spot where the tent's not in the way. So, let's just do this dude. Yeah, that'll be fine. Oh my goodness. Well, hey, look, there's me. Stop it.
Oh.
We're fine. We're all fine here now. Thank you. How are you?
Catch all of the static.
Yes, that is accurate. That's okay. Nice hit.
Huh. It did not feel like that in the jet at all.
Nope. Little overroll. Alright, noted. Youch. Gross. Nice rejoin.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Alright, we're gonna be brutal and just fast forward very much.
It's fine.
So we ain't got time for this today. A little low. Looks good though.
Yeah, I've adjusted my position to be closer than you, and
Uh-huh.
so my altitude sense based on where I am relative to you is not quite right.
Good recovery. Yeah, too early. I thought so. Oh, shoot. I forgot about a low show thing.
What?
I think you're supposed to do the 6 dedication pass thing while they're doing the... No, that's at the flat show. Never
That's
mind.
flat show. Flat
Yep.
show.
I kind of hope we get one. I kind of hope we get one of each while we're at this show site.
I'm glad we didn't get one today because I've been meaning to practice it. I just haven't had time in the last couple of days. And
You're good.
So it's just crazy because I really haven't been doing much. I turned in my dissertation, so but I literally haven't had 2 hours to spare.
No worries. That's pretty turbo nose, Louie.
I didn't see your smoke there. I'm sure you did it.
Yeah. It's really hard to see the smoke at this show
Yeah.
site. Like, really hard.
Also, if there are any clouds at all, it just is not visible.
Well, it's because it's clouds.
Uh-huh.
It's cloud textures.
Yep.
Yes, I had to blip a little brakes there. A little low. Alright.
Separation was good, though.
Yeah.
Woo! Yeah.
That was the safety for sure.
Spooked.
Ooh, not as bad as I thought. Only
Two
like
right?
2 right, yeah.
Alright, yeah, if I can make it go 2 left, that'll probably be about center point. Or for what feels 2 left to
Yeah.
me.
Yep. This is gonna suck, and I should have done 20 degrees or 30 degrees.
I had the same thing, because I was thinking, like, okay, so we pulled the 40, so we're doing the regular 3.5 rolls, and then I was just, like, thinking about it, so
Yep.
I overrolled, or I think I might have underrolled, I don't remember. It was not level.
That entry is so sketch.
Yeah.
Into the box.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. That was a pretty good hit.
Alrighty.
Nice. Very clean looking.
Yeah. It was that came so fast that
Yep.
you called like roll, and I like head checked, picked my reference point, just did it.
Exactly, dude. I was the same way. I was like 80, head check, stand by, roll. Because I knew that, like, if we went one much higher, we'd be in the clouds. And the sun starts to break out, which is cool that we got that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful altitude.
Got
30 feet. Nice job. You're on.
Yeah, I was dead on this one. It's just
I mean, it's easier with a taxiway's reference, right?
yeah. If I have enough time to think about it, I'm not worried about speeds. It's usually not a problem to get on heading. But if
Yep.
I'm like out of speed profile, then ooh, that's floppy. Floppy pop.
Classic. You know, there's an animated stage
There is.
and Ferris wheel. Yeah, if you
Is
look
it,
up,
like, look at what? Where?
it's a unit type. You can look it up on the mod page.
Huh.
So if we wanted an actual animated Ferris wheel,
They probably wouldn't run it during the show, though. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We could do it just for fun.
we wouldn't notice it though.
No, we certainly wouldn't. But you would sort of notice it in the video.
That's fair. What am I doing? Fast forward. We don't have time for this. It was a good maneuver. The rare smoke on 4-point. Well
just
done.
a little high.
That was
just
good.
a little high.
I'll take
Oh.
it. That was really good. Smokes. That's hilarious. Oh, this felt like a disaster of a show, but from the
It
ground
did.
you have no idea.
Uh-huh. It makes me wonder, yeah, like when you go to see a Blue Angels show live, like when they get out of the jets, and you're like, that was fucking sick, and they're like, maybe.
I got a radar altimeter warning coming in for this,
Oh, just
and mine's set at 50
One
feet.
oh really? I mean, I was doing it based on you. I was just flying.
Well, no, I mean I was at 110 when we crossed.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. So like
So it
the hill
slopes up a
over
little?
there. No, the hill on the other side. It steps down quite a bit.
Oh, right. Sorry, you're inbound. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you meant at center point.
No, the inbound. No, this was bang on. Yeah, okay, like 4 left. I was doing like 440 knots.
That center point marker is really hard to see as well
Really?
when
Yeah.
it's dark.
Yep.
Like if there's sunlight on it, it's not so bad. But like if there's a cloud, it's really hard to see.
That's why white might be better. White boxes, if we have the option.
It might. I could try it, but I kind of feel like that'll hide too. Like I'll try it for the next show, but like I think it'll just look gray and like nothing.
You're right. You're right. I just think it might be more of a contrast against the green grass.
Yeah. Yeah. If I
Alright.
could make it yellow, I would, but I
Yeah, we
can't.
can't. Oh, I don't want to watch this. Hey, but look at that. I was like hiding the jet and everything before we rolled.
Yeah, I
in.
just overrolled and didn't bring in enough drive initially, and then brought in too much later. So yeah, that was on me. Shouldn't feel bad about that. Oh, dude, you caught that coming left really
Yeah.
well. Because I was like, I'm just gonna do this thing, but we've never briefed or practiced this. I'm not gonna roll smooth at all. I'm just gonna come left, like,
Nah,
and hope
dude.
he can find me. Because I didn't know where you were in the sky, so I was
not
like, I'm
your
just
problem.
gonna come by and cry. Yeah.
Like,
Well done.
When I call no maneuver, like, you're still in front, so you're still leading the thing. Yeah, no, we did the right things there. Like, that's the right... You know, until the ready hit it, you're lead, so... I swear we have our smoke on. You can barely even see it against the sky.
Jeez. Yeah. Boy, it doesn't look like you're way out of profile. I could tell because of how many times we've done this, and you can start to see about now.
Yeah.
But before that, it didn't look off.
I was just trying to hang on, dude.
Yeah. All right. I want to see. I did the rudder thing. I wonder what this is going to look like. Other rudder. Doesn't really look like anything. I wanted it to skid more so you get the cans pointed at the crowd, but it didn't really do it. So, all right. There's trying to manage stuff.
No, for clarity, when I say we're high, that means, like, that's where we are. If
Well, I
don't-
wasn't. I was just anticipating that you might drive,
Mhm.
and that was enough to unsettle me, which is just my own mental weakness. You're right about the roll. Altitude's good though.
Yep.
Speed.
Alright, let's go real fast. Yeah, look how high we are.
Yeah.
Hell's Angels.
Just a little sucked.
Yep.
Oh man. Like a quarter jet sucked. Oh, that sucks.
You got back, though. Also, this is a brutal camera angle.
I mean, I do feel good that that's the level that I'm at with that maneuver now.
Mhm.
That like being a quarter jet back is like a thing I'm trying to fix. Because there was a time where I was just like, yeah, that was the safety. Yeah, it's so low.
Oh, dude, you rolled like so much. No wonder I was wide.
Yeah. No, it was like a 60 or more. I don't know.
I think it was, yeah, close to 70. So on tent. Yep, that's what that's supposed to look like. I love that sound.
Can't hear it, but I'm sure it sounds cool. Wow, it's crazy how out of position I was, and you can't tell because we're profile on like there.
Yep. Oh yeah, and also we scraped the bottom of the cloud layer during that region. So like all of my decisions on as far as rolls and when to roll us and everything was justified. Same here.
Yeah, just a little bit because we were like probably just 8,000 over the top. And the clouds are at like 7.2. Pretty good.
Yep. It's funny. I actually wasn't in the clouds.
No, there's a break in it over there.
Yep. Alright, me being early is going to be a little emphasized. Because of the angle. Not bad. Hi, dudes. Hi, stage. My gosh.
It makes me happy. That's
Classic DCS. Good timing.
Yeah, I just didn't roll enough.
I
I didn't
didn't
actually
pull
pull the G either. I don't. I think the highest I ever got was about 1.8.
Nice rejoin.
The tent of meeting. And then I'm going to be bobbly on this rollout. Right there.
Just for the sake of, like, watchability, we should probably pull the tent.
Yeah. I could just get rid of all the behind crowd stuff.
I like the Ferris wheel. I don't know, I like some of the stuff. It gives it a good sense of
Problem is there's just not
place.
enough different things to stick back there that are interesting.
That's fair.
That look like stuff, like, you know.
I mean, I can set up what we have at, I'm not gonna stay here. The landing's boring from the crowd.
It would be cool, and I know this is like tedious and takes a lot of time, and I could maybe do it as well, but like to get the statics that we have at Nellis,
Yeah, I can do that easily.
and make that into a template,
Yeah,
and then
not a
we could
problem.
plop that down somewhere. And it'd be really easy once it's plopped down to make adjustments to actually make it fit wherever you stick it.
Oh,
But that way you don't have to do all the like, where is it in the list? And
yeah, no, I can do that today. Not a problem.
also, the multi-select tool, like, thank you, ED. Just gonna say it, hello, ED. You don't ever watch these, but thank you. Because I literally scraped this entire MIS file of a bunch of different show sites in 2 clicks. It was so nice.
Oh, you just select you
I
multi-selected
multi-selected the whole
thing?
map except for Tbilisi because it's in the corner, and I
That's
just hit
not what I
delete.
did. I deleted everything individually from the list.
What?
Yep.
Well, welcome to the world of multi-select. It's actually quite nice.
Oh my gosh, it took me like half an hour.
Yeah, I used to do that, like when I would build like static groups on carriers or anything. Yeah, it takes forever.
But the reason why we can do single show site maps so easily now is because of multi-select and static import or static groupings.
Yeah, group
Which
templates are helpful too. Like I didn't realize this, but I have a bunch of like SAM site templates and
Uh-huh.
things. So like for
Yeah.
operational missions, it's just like, oh yeah, SAM site.
well, so what is frustrating is that they're not cross map because they refer
So-
to the single bullseye location.
The static templates are.
Yes, the static templates.
The
The group templates,
like
are
unit
cross-map,
templates,
yeah.
are cross map. But yeah, the static templates are annoying.
Which is weird. It's like, why?
It was the neutral bullseye for me, so I stuck a bunch down, couldn't figure. I was like, oh, maybe it's just broken for me.
Oh, it's the neutral
then-
bullseye. Okay.
And then I went over to the neutral bullseye and found like 10 of them
Yep.
on top of each other.
Yeah. So, yeah, I what you have to do if you want to make a new one is you create it wherever you want, then you group select it and put it right over. Hi, dude, Mr. Multi-ethnic man. Yeah, then you put it. Oh my gosh. Then you multi-select it and put it right over the neutral bullseye, like right over it. And then you save it, and then you have to change the theater text
Okay.
in the file. And then you have to duplicate it and do that for all theaters. Which sucks, but you know. It's fine. It's not that hard. I could probably create some sort of script that will do it.
So it's just you just change the theater designation.
In the BTM file or whatever it is, yeah.
Oh man, it's just a little wide.
I'm a little
The
close.
lineup, like the start was good,
Mm-hmm.
but then I turned sharper than you did.
Yeah, I'm too close. Also, it's a downhill runway, because like at 68% we were increasing speed.
Yeah.
Alright. That's
So
the
you
show.
can tell where my canopy is supposed to go because the flaps go when it does.
Yep.
But it's just the canopy's always late because I don't know why. All right, good stuff. As they looked better from the ground than it was in the air. that's
Way,
for darn
way
sure.
better. Alright, folks. That's going to be it for us. Hopefully we'll be improved and not like this 4-point in the image you're seeing right now in the future. That's the Friday show. We'll get better for Saturday, and we'll see you later.